Okay, today I'm starting off with some arts and crafts. It's a big roll of carpet that I bought a long time ago for, I think, to do an interior of a race car with, just to do some finishing work. Never used it, but anyways, a while back I did some sound deadening on this back wall to get rid of some of the noise from my loud exhaust. And it kind of looks pretty unfinished, especially when you can see through the front windshield. So I'm gonna use this and use some adhesive and stick it over this so it looks a little bit more finished, kind of like maybe what OEM would be. So I'm gonna start cutting out, getting some measurements and cutting everything out to get that put up on there. Should look a lot nicer. What do you think, Pumpkin? All right, I just laid it in there and did a quick crude cutout. Then I can trim it up as needed. Pretty straightforward. I'm not trying to make a career out of this, but get the idea. Look much nicer. I'll probably trim it up around that so it sits flush and has a better chance of adhering. I'll probably trim this out so this can vent properly. I normally cover it up with all of my window panels, so kind of, you can notice if they're blocked, then it fogs up in here a lot easier. But I'll try to do better about not blocking those. But yeah, pretty straightforward. All right, so I got this thing pretty much fit how I want it. Got it tucked under the trim here. That'll help hold it in place, and it just looks a little nicer. Trimmed around this bracket that I should just chop off, to be honest, but not sure why I haven't, because I think I'm gonna put back seats back in this someday to sell it. I don't really know. No one's gonna buy this thing. It's gonna have like 1,000,000 miles. Anyways, it's all fit up pretty good. Now I'm gonna figure out how to adhere this thing, and then it's supposed to be nice out for the next couple days. I'll probably have to keep the windows all down to air out the adhesive smell. Stuff's pretty strong, but worth a shot. All right, I just sprayed the adhesive on. This is the high strength 3M. Pretty expensive, but should do the trick. I decided I'm going to put this over the vents, and then I'm gonna just razor blade some slots in those. Hopefully that'll be sufficient. But this stuff needs to tack up for a couple minutes, and then hopefully I can get this put on straight without it trying to adhere before I have it all lined up. Could be tricky. All right, it's on. That was a little tricky. Kind of a pain. Once it touches, it's pretty much stuck. And if you try to peel it off, then it kind of rips the adhesive off of the foil on the sound deadening. So you kind of just got to go with it. Ended up with a freaking bubble right here, which is going to drive me crazy probably for a few years till I decide to do something about it. But for now, that's how it's going to be. It's 1,000,000 times better. It looks way better than the exposed foil. A little cheap resolution here, definitely worth it. But yeah, that's gonna drive me a little crazy. Maybe I'll come up with a plan there. I don't really know. Don't see how there could be one unless maybe if I just trim. Yeah, I think I might just trim this down, and maybe that'll make it go away. Oh well, we'll see. I'm happy with it though. Definitely looks way better from in here, especially at a glance. And before, you could see it through the windshield. The foil is just super shiny. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Yeah, I actually didn't use a tape measure even once, so I just started trimming. That's what I ended up with. But yeah, definitely probably wouldn't even be bad to do if you just had bare metal that you wanted to kind of dull down a little bit. Highly recommend. I don't remember where I got this, probably on Amazon. It's like the same type of stuff they use for, I think, speaker boxes, subwoofer enclosures, stuff like that. But inexpensive. Highly recommend. I'm getting ready to do, let me see, I got to do the second gen too. Right now the sun's really behind some clouds, but as I get closer, you can probably kind of, no, there's a glare. But I can see the kill mat, and it just looks kind of gaudy. So I'm gonna cover that up in here too. Might be easier, well, if these doors opened up it'd probably be easier, but that's a lot more just straightforward flat rear wall there, so hopefully it's easier just getting to it since these doors don't open up in the back. But yeah, might knock this out today. All right, just sliced a couple vents in here. We'll see if that does anything. If not, I can always open it up some more. But I feel like that's probably not going to move enough air for it to do anything, but it's worth a shot. I might just end up cutting the whole thing out, so the whole vent, but kind of looks tacky. I kind of want to keep it covered up as much as possible. All right, I'm gonna knock this out real quick. This thing's next. I'm definitely gonna do the back wall. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do inside the, I don't know what, they're not doors, but the rear sections are not. We'll see how things go. It'd probably look nicer if I just did it. I did actually just fit all of this stuff back in. I didn't have it in there, just bare metal under there. Same with all this right here. So I just trimmed all of that. It looks way more finished now. My back window was cracked for the last probably week, and it got wet in here, and all my bedding was starting to get moldy because it's been like humid as hell. So probably gonna burn all that. All my pillows had mold. Freaking great. Good stuff. All right, I got this one all trimmed up super quick. I'm just going to adhere it all as it is, and then once it's been stuck on there for a while, I'll pop these panels off and then tuck it back behind there. I think that'll make it easier to apply now. And the last one I just did, I tried to adhere it and then also tuck it in, and then it started to stick everywhere and get uneven. So I think I'm just gonna adhere it on and let it overhang around the edges, and then you know, maybe tomorrow or after 24 hours or however long this stuff needs to dry, then I'll pop those panels off, tuck it back there, and it should look pretty okay. All right, pop that on there real quick. I'm probably gonna have to do the rest of this just so it looks uniform. I got some obligations today though, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to it. But yeah, big improvement back here. So overall, when the mattress is back here, and the pillows and blankets, you don't see much of the unfinished stuff anyways. So a big improvement, definitely worth the little efforts it took. So get after it if you need to cover up some of that foil backed sound deadening. All right, finishing touch. Stoked. Way better from this point of view, not seeing that shiny foil. Cool.